Well, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. I get lots of questions about what is the day in the life of a realtor. So if you ever wondered this yourself or been curious of what the heck it is that real estate agents do, this is what this presentation today is going to be about. So maybe you're just curious, maybe you're looking at maybe a career change, you're in some other industry and you're considering real estate as a profession. Maybe you're part-time and you want to get into it full-time and really dive in. So appreciate you guys hopping on. Love to share some information with you guys. My name is Jennifer Kenna. I am a millionaire real estate broker in the state of Florida. I am also a team leader. So I do work with about 30 agents on our local team all over Bradenton, Sarasota, Tampa. Then we sell about 300 to 400 homes every single year. So keeps us super, super busy in the industry and also qualifies me to be able to share some knowledge with you guys today. I'm also a real estate investor. So I do a lot of training on tax savings and how to really build your family generational wealth through real estate. So super passionate about the topic and excited to be here with you guys today. Real quick, my agenda, what are we going to go over? My vision for today. I want to first of all inform you of some of the real threats happening in our industry. So maybe you've been watching the news and seeing the things that are happening with the NAR and with commissions, and also some really big companies that are coming in, some competition for real estate agents. I think it's important to know that before you get into a new business. Absolutely important that you are aware of what's happening. I also want to give you lots of value. We attract a lot of real estate agents to our training. So in case you're already a realtor, I want to give you some tangible value to be able to implement in your own business after watching this seminar. Number three, I want to offer partnership. Maybe you're looking to grow and scale your business. Maybe you're stuck at a certain level and you just can't hit over that threshold and you want to grow. We are also looking to grow. We have some huge goals and aspirations as a team and really want to give back and support other realtors in our marketplace. So I want to give you an opportunity to do a one-on-one discovery call with me, learn a little bit about where you're at today and where you're looking to grow and see if there's some synergy or some way we can work together. Would love to offer that. At the very end, I'm going to give you a quick bonus. So make sure that you stay on to the end so I can share that with you. Again, a little bit about myself. So I was a real estate coach internationally in Canada and also in the US for several years, was one of the top real estate coaches in the country. Learned a ton from him, would totally support his product and his knowledge that I've learned. Really got me started in this business. So please, if you do not have a coach, you have to meet a coach. It's someone who's going to up your game, challenge you, hold you accountable, and take you places you never thought you could go. So that was one of my exciting opportunities. I spoke to a couple thousand realtors. I've been on stage, done a lot of videos and seminars, and really love what I do and love the opportunity to help others really thrive in the real estate business. So I started as a solo agent. So some coaches actually start as coaches. I'm not sure how that works, but I was in the grind, working as a realtor, working 7 days a week, very, very, very hard. My first year, I sold 10 houses, which I was super disappointed with. I thought I would sell more. But now that I've been in the business, I've learned that most agents sell an average of 4 to 6 houses a year. So those are the active agents. Most of them don't sell very much. And that's year to year, not just their first year in business, that's year over year. So unfortunately, it's a tough business. It's a competitive business. And I really want to teach you some strategies of how do you grow that business? How do you get more deals? So now my team sells about 300 homes a year as a minimum. I moved to a brand new area, knowing nobody, had to rebuild my sphere, rebuild my business. And I did that in less than 5 years. So I would love to share with you guys how to have that same type of growth if that's what you're looking for. It all starts with your why. Why am I in the business? Why do I work so hard? Why am I so aspirational? And really the reason is my family. So my husband, we've been married, been together now 11 years. I went from being a single solo entrepreneur to being a mother of three beautiful stepdaughters. So been a really fun ride, been an amazing opportunity, super grateful and appreciative. And I always wanted to be a good influence to them. Like I want to show them that women can build things and they can have as much, as anybody else and really instill that kind of confidence and entrepreneurship in them, which I definitely have. They've all grown to be beautiful young women. I also wanted to raise the standard of real estate professionals. So that was something I was passionate about. When I first sold my house, I'd gone through a divorce. It was a really tough situation right in 2009 when the marketplace was also not a good time to sell. And I really had bad service from my real estate agent. So it's one of the reasons I was inspired to get my real estate license because I knew I could do a better job. And I was just very surprised to see that realtors, we do make good money in our business, in our industry. So it's worth the effort. It's worth learning. It's worth going to classes and going. I actually travel all over the country, going to different seminars to learn my skills, learn my marketplace, learn the industry. So I really want to raise the standard of real estate professionals, not just part-time realtors trying to negotiate hundreds of thousands of dollar contracts when they really don't have the experience and the know-how to do that. So it's really important that we really just raise the standard of our marketplace. So some not too shocking facts for the realtors on the call here, but I think for anyone who's not in the industry now, not in the business, I want to show you some of the danger reports that were put out by our National Association of Realtors, and all of these are in our marketplace today. Number one, the barrier to entry to get your real estate license is very low. Some people do it in a 2-week class. Some people can take it online. It costs about $300. So it's very inexpensive to get your license and very easy, but just know it doesn't teach you how to actually run the business. It gets you a license to be able to sell real estate, but you have no idea what you're doing. So I remember getting my license and then looking around saying, now what? Right? So it's a very competitive industry because it's easy to get into without a lot of training or coaching. Realtors do not get good training. So it's just, I don't know if it's just a Florida thing, if it's all over the country, but it just seems like as an industry, we really don't train on the day to day. What do you do when you get your first client? What do you do when someone wants to write an offer on a home? All of those are skills that just are not trained by brokerages. They're not really trained by our NAR. It's really sad that we are set up for failure kind of right out of the gate. There's also 100% brokerages everywhere. So I saw more of these in the last 10 years, and they just don't offer any value. They don't offer any training. And it's attractive to agents that maybe have already built a business or have a large sphere of business. So they don't want to give any money back to a broker, but then they're also not getting any value for that. So what's the benefit of working under somebody? They're not giving you anything and you're not giving them anything. To me, it's just not a good business. I like collaboration. I like to work together with people. I really want more of a family organization. Our team is more like a family than these 100% brokerages. So I don't think that's valuable to the industry. It's not offering any benefit to the customer themselves. The marketplace does not trust realtors. So there's been some reports that went out. We're like right above car salesmen, right? We really don't have a good reputation because there's a lot of part-time, poorly trained, incompetent agents out there that are giving everyone else a bad name. 30% are new each and every year. So again, so the barriers to entry is low and lots of people are interested to learn about real estate. It attracts a large number of people. So 30% of realtors have never sold a house before and are coming out in the industry, again, being poorly trained and signing up for brokerages that offer no value. The average agent is not trained on their marketplace or best practices. So they don't even know how to advise someone in real estate. Is this a good buy? Is it not? What does the pricing look like? What is the average days on market? Just the usual marketplace information that if you're in a full-time corporate job, you would be required to know. When I was in healthcare, I had to take all kinds of courses. I had to know the diagnosis codes. I had to know, enough to speak to a doctor about an ailment. So I really did a ton of research and lots of training to know my marketplace. So I did the same thing when I got into real estate. And best practices, like how do we avoid issues, right? How do we be very proactive, not reactive? So if a customer is going to call me to be their real estate advisor, I have to have the knowledge and experience to be able to properly advise them and make it a smooth process. And unfortunately, the average agent does not have access to that. So because there's a lot of new agents out there, it just hurts our reputation. So then they kind of put us all in one bucket, like, oh, you're a realtor, and they assume you're like everybody else. So it's really, really difficult. Plus, it's making the marketplace try to replace us. So there's huge corporate companies out there that because some agents don't put in the effort, they go, well, that's easy. If the agent doesn't offer any value, I can compete with that pretty easily and online and in a bigger scale. So I'll give you some examples of that. Reduce commissions. So the NAR has just come out and said that no longer do sellers have to pay buyer's agent commissions. It makes a ton of sense to me. I always thought it was pretty odd that I was paid by the selling agent when I'm working on the behalf fiduciary duty of my buyer. So to me, it makes plenty of sense why it's happening. I think it's going to increase the professionalism of the marketplace. Some agent is not going to just stumble into a deal. They're going to have to work really, really hard to justify their pay. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. I think it's just really in line with what I'm building and what I've been trying to promote for professionalism. So we're super excited about it. It's going to be a huge competitive advantage for the agents that get in and work with the right partners. So why do we need to raise the standard? Not just for my own personal ego and I want to feel proud of my reputation and proud of my business and my industry, but we're going to be forced to. So there's lots of corporate companies out there. If you've heard of like OfferPad is a big one. So OfferPad was around probably in the last 5, 6 years. These iBuyer companies online. So they're one of the largest ones. Redfin is another really large real estate national company, and they're offering low listing fees, and they bring on inexperienced agents and they pay them like per opening a door, $20 to open a door. So they cut all their costs and expenses down so that they can not charge as much, but that's also meaning that they're getting inexperienced agents, and they're not getting that high level of service. It's kind of like a discount brokerage, which, you're buying and selling houses. You're looking for the highest net money in your pocket or the highest savings as a buyer. You're not looking for the cheapest service usually. Ideal Agent, same company. They're also giving top agents and they're negotiating them down to lower their commissions. And there was a ton of other companies. I just Googled and I said, look at all these people that are trying to break into the market and just give less service for less money, right? It's a very competitive marketplace. Plus a small company called Amazon, right? Amazon means A to Z. If you guys ever noticed that in their logo. So what they're trying to do is buy and sell real estate online. You get a Prime membership and you deliver, the house next day to your home. I'm just kidding, but they are literally trying to get in the real estate market so that people can buy and sell homes online. I think it's pretty cool. Of course, we want to be on the forefront of anything like this happening. Pretty neat, but also going to make it very, very competitive as well to get the houses that our buyers want. Facebook. So they are also getting into real estate. So, they have their marketplace section. Right now, they allow people to put their own properties on and advertise stuff for buyer for sale. Well, they would like to break into the real estate market as well. So it's not just like to raise the standard, like to make some changes. We have to. We're going to be forced to because we have really big companies that are coming in. We have to know how to compete and how to compare. So OfferPad, I just happened to run some figures. I was curious. I said, how many people are buying and selling their house through OfferPad, an online company? And I was shocked to see they sold 1,500 homes in 7 months. So this was also when our market was really high. So we had a lot of demand. Houses were selling quicker than they are today. So it made more sense that they had a lot of success then. But I want you to know that's huge, huge market share. So if the average agent sells 4 to 6 homes, how can you ever compare with an online company selling 1,500 homes? I mean, it's pretty amazing stuff that they were able to accomplish. That's almost 600 million in lost revenues and 18 million in lost commissions to an agent. So these are huge competitive companies that are coming out, but they're also speaking directly to the consumer. What is it the customer wants? So if the customers are choosing to take less money to get a hassle-free cash offer, that's letting you know that's important to our customers. We have to be listening to those things. Zillow, a small company here. So a lot of realtors don't like Zillow. They feel like they're a competition to them. We are actually a huge Zillow partner. I am a growth advisor for them. We have an exclusive contract or flex contract here in my local area for buyers and for sellers. Very competitive contract that we were able to win. So Zillow is a partner, but they also have the hearts and minds of our customers, right? People like the name Zillow. They know the name Zillow. So why would we be competing against the gorilla in the marketplace? So I think collaborative. I don't think competitive. I am super excited and grateful to be a part of Zillow. Sellers believe there's estimates. So when they look up their property online, they see a number, they believe it. I might be the local expert who sells hundreds of homes a year, but I do have to sit down and address what this estimate looks like and show a lot of data and proof of where those numbers come from because buyers and sellers do trust the name. They rely on them for information. I was looking at other homes in another state to have a little cabin with my husband. Where did I go? I went to Zillow because I knew it was a really great resource for me to look on my own without having to bother a realtor, without having to get a sales pitch, and I could do my own due diligence until I was ready to buy or not buy. They also own every home address. So they are a data company, super, super intelligent. Wish I thought of it. They purchased every address in the entire country and built a landing page. So before the house comes on the market, they've already been marketing that property for years and years and years, which means they're going to get, on name number one through a Google search when someone looks for that home, waiting for it to come on the market. They also have a lot of money they spend through Google AdWords. So that's going to be, they have that whole market really cornered, which is going to make it very difficult for a solo agent or even a large company to compete with them, right? So we know they're spending lots of money in advertising dollars. Last thing I wanted to point out is the president of Zillow used to own another company, small company called Expedia. So think about that. What did Expedia do to the travel agency business? If you want to book a flight or book a hotel or book a trip, are you going to your local travel agent for information? Or are you looking it up yourself through an Expedia resource? So I do think buying homes is way more emotional, way more personal than just buying online. I think some people bought some houses from me before when the market was crazy online, and I just don't think it does it justice. I think you have to walk through the home. It's a feeling, it's the curb appeal, it's a lot more location. All those things are super important. So I don't see us being ousted like an Expedia did to travel agencies, but I do want you to know this is a huge competitive advantage, and you've got to be positioned in the right place to take full advantage of these things. I also found a ton of other just cash offer companies. Put in your address, we'll buy it for cash. A lot of these might be realtors, I'm not sure, or just investors, or what kind of groups they are, but I did find a ton of these other companies. So just know they're out there and that clients want simple and easy. They want the certainty of having their house sold. Okay, so enough about that. Now let's talk about what is it actually like to be a real estate agent. So I like to begin with the perception, right? If you're watching HGTV or you're watching, something selling sunset or whatever it is, the day in the life of the realtor, you think that you meet nice, happy couples, great people, and beautiful homes and make big commission checks, right? That's usually the perception. So we got to make sure that we're realistic on what it looks like and we're prepared if this is going to be a new choice for you in a career path. So in actuality, most realtors, it's more like this. So it's 7 days a week, holidays, birthdays, whatever happens in life, you really have to be there when the customer is ready. So customers won't wait for us. So if they think a realtor is a commodity, like, I'll ask this person, I'll ask this person. Either way, all I'm looking for is access into the home. Then you don't have a lot of value to them. You're just a door opener. So we have to make sure that we're constantly adding value so that we're not treated this way by our customers. But I do want you to know that when your customer is ready to look or buy or write a contract or sell their home, you have to be ready to jump. So you have to be super flexible. If you're too rigid in your time schedule, it may not be a career for you. You have to be ready when your customer's ready. And a lot of times it's their day off. So that's why that happens a lot. Also, the sales roller coaster. I wish somebody had told me this when I first started. Had to figure it out on my own. But being in a commissioned only 1099 salesperson job as a realtor, you have to know about this roller coaster. So when you first start, you're super excited, you're optimistic, you're ready to go, you've done all your training, got your business cards, maybe you built a website, all this excitement leading up to it. And then a lot of time goes by and you go, wait, I don't have any customers, or that person won't call me back, or the deal fell through, or the house went off the market. I got bid out by some other offer. All these things happen. So then all of a sudden you start getting really scared and then you're fearful and you start going on that roller coaster. Now the place you never want to get, the worst place would definitely be in the desperation category. And I can tell you I've sold a lot of houses working with the agent on the other side of the deal and I could tell they were desperate. It's not a good place to be, especially if you're trying to give 5-star service to your client. You can't be in that kind of desperate situation. So we never want to get there. But I also want to help you guys prepare so you don't live this. This is not fun for you. It's not fun for your spouse or your family, right? You have to have a really predictable sales pipeline going so that you're not doing a lot of those up and down. So the first thing is a mindset shift. So what business are you in? You're in real estate. Lots of people think that we sell houses, right? Oh yeah, you're a realtor. You must sell houses. The truth is we're in the people business. So it's not the home that we need to set up perfectly and the lighting and opening the doors and making sure it smells nice. All those things are important, but what we have to realize is that we're really in the people business. We want to be asking questions of our customer. What's important to them? What are they looking for in a realtor? Why haven't they purchased a home before they met you? We have to get to know them a lot. What is their motivation and what is their timing? Because our job is helping to navigate through this process with them with experience and care. It's one of the most stressful days. I don't know if you've moved recently, but if you haven't, go ahead and make a move and you'll see how stressful it is for what our customers are going through. So our role is really just to make that process easy and hassle-free. So to do that, you need a high level of expertise. So you have to know your business, know your marketplace, know your lending programs, know your inventory. You really got to work full time at this. Don't think it's something you can just try out or just wing. It's really a professional business. So you have to have expertise, professionalism, and ease. Make it really easy. Make yourself really easy to communicate with. Are you easy to reach? Right? What hours are you available? Are you sharing those hours with your clients so they know how to reach you in the best method? Because no one wants to be a pain. No one wants to hassle you. It has to be ease. They want this to be simple, smooth, and easy, and that's your job. So what does each day look like? If you are a brand new agent, just starting to get your feet wet, there are 3 things that you should be spending your time on each and every day. And occasionally you might want to check in with yourself, like, wait a minute, am I doing the three things? Right? Because sometimes we start building social media ads, or we're doing videos, or we're, who knows, doing all the things that are lacking focus for becoming a successful real estate agent. So the three things each day. Number one, building a pipeline. You need customers, you need people to work with, you need to be identifying people who are looking to buy or sell within the next 90 days, right? That's starting to build a pipeline of customers for you. So you can do that through marketing. You can run ads, you can run postcards, you can join local chambers and meet people, you can farm your neighborhoods, make friends, your family. You need to start building that pipeline. Who are the people that you're going to do business with? Now, once you start building a pipeline, you have some buyers in your pipeline. Your second most important thing you need to be doing is actively searching for homes. I don't know why we have to train this, but I've done training for hundreds of agents over the years. And for some reason, they just put customers on a drip campaign and expect the client to call them when they find the home. It does not happen. I wish email sold homes, but they do not. So what we need to do is meet with our clients first, find out exactly what it is they're looking for. We call this our buyer consultation on our team. So we have a whole format of how we ask certain questions and dig a little deeper and really care and give that 5-star service to our customer so that when the house comes up, we know it. Maybe they think they want a single family home, and I found them a villa that checks all their boxes and it's in their price range and in their location. So maybe it's not so important it's a single family and they're willing to accept it's a villa. Right. So that's my job to actively find them the home and then schedule the showings to have them take a look and hopefully they find what they're looking for. Number three, improving your skills. So especially when you're new, I sure hope you're doing tons and tons of training. So I found a real estate coach, and that's pretty much how I spent most of my days. I would spend 5-6 hours a day researching and studying my market and going through open houses and learning from the MLS and learning HOA restrictions and rental restrictions for investors. And I just was a sponge, and all I wanted to do was learn. So I'd meet with lenders and learn about that. I met with my title company to learn about that. You just have to be really well versed in the entire process so that when you do get that customer, man, that's like all the stars align and you have a buyer who's ready to buy right now. You know what to do. You know how to handle it. You know how to make it professional and hassle-free. So that's really what's going to be important as you're building up your experience, asking others and really getting your knowledge and your skills up. So what's the big secret to success? So this is something I learned a long time ago, probably when I was still in my healthcare industry before I got into real estate. And I think this is so valuable and why I really wanted to share it with you guys too, because a lot of times I kept looking at the external. I kept looking at the things that I had and the things maybe I didn't like, or the gap between where I am and where I wanted to go, but I didn't know how to close the gap. I didn't know what to do next. And I kept thinking it was just more customers or work more hours or work harder, right? And I found out quickly from Tony Robbins, actually was my first mentor and coach, a big secret. So you guys ready? Don't tell anybody. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, big secret here. Tony Robbins, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do and you'll achieve the same results. So I'm thinking, I'm listening to this going, well, that sounds pretty easy. Like if someone else did it, why can't I do it? Do I have to go out and reinvent the wheel and start completely from scratch and learn all the basics and all? No way. So if I'm trying to shortcut where I want to go, why don't I find somebody who's living the life that I want? And I found this even in relationships. I started to look around and said, man, I was single and I was looking for, do I really want another relationship? What am I looking for? I looked at mentors. Who has a beautiful relationship that I aspire to have? And that's really what helped me create the person I married today. Because I looked at all the other people who had what I wanted, learned from them, asked some questions, and then really got clear about what I was looking for. Well, you can do the same thing in any aspect of your life. You're trying to get fit. Maybe there's certain fitness goals that you want to achieve. Find someone who's already doing it and ask them questions and learn from them and model what they done. So the same thing in real estate. So you want to find a coach, you want to find a successful agent, learn from them, input the things they tell you to do, and you'll really be able to close that gap very, very quickly. The last things I want to leave you with, guys, collaborative, not competitive. For some reason in real estate, it is uber competitive. I remember working in an office and the girl I thought was my friend sitting next to me stole my customer when I went on a cruise for the weekend. Very competitive. People don't share secrets. If they're using something that's working, they're going to hide it in a locked closet and not show anybody. So that is very scarcity mind thinking. I think that's old style thinking. The people that are very successful today, all the very successful team leaders and friends that I have made are super collaborative. We help each other. If there's something I'm struggling with, I have about 15 people I can pick up my phone and call and say, what do you do in this situation? When there's market shifts or changes or uncertainty, I have people I call. So you don't have to figure this all out yourself. Get around the right people, get around the right network, and not the people thinking competitively, people that go, I don't want to share my secrets, or won't let you shadow or mentor behind them or listen to your calls or learn from them. You're around the wrong people, right? So definitely surround yourself with people that are super collaborative. And I also always think about it is us against them. I think it's the local real estate agent, the local, boots on the ground, next door neighbor. We're the ones that are in the business and are knowledgeable about where the closest grocery store is and the best schools and safety and all those kind of things. We're the ones that live here. So it's going to be us as real estate agents versus the big companies. We don't want to compete with Expedia, right? So if we want to collaborate with Expedia and then work with all the people in our local area, that gives us a lot of strength. I think just in our local MLS here, we have 50,000 licensed agents. So if I'm trying to compete with a Zillow, a company that's got maybe, I don't know, maybe they have 1,000 customers, I don't know, maybe more than that. Let's say they have 10,000 employees. I know they're a big company, and we're a small team, small mighty of 50,000. I mean, of course we have more strengths and abilities and knowledge that they do, right? So let's really collaborate locally in our own marketplaces, because it's us, the licensed next door neighbor agent, versus a big online company. We also don't want to be beat out by those iBuyers. So OfferPad and Open Door, who say you don't need a realtor. You want to sell your house, just put your address in our website, sign a contract with us, and we'll buy your home from you. Right? So those are big companies, and those are big companies we're competing against. So we don't want to be beat out by them. We need to learn to collaborate versus trying to be solo entrepreneurs all over the state. And also referral sources. So remember that there's a lot of marketing and things that they do. So Zillow, for example, we do work with them on referral basis. It's because I have the name Zillow behind me. I don't have to be the Jennifer Kenna team and try to compete to be the next Zillow, but I can collaborate with them and really take advantage of their marketing efforts. Oh, NAR, I don't even want to get started on this, but I do want you to know that NAR is not protecting us. So when NAR first came out, they created Realtor.com. So Realtor.com was meant to combat with like Zillow. So Zillow, we share all of our MLS data with. So the agents go out and earn the business, and then we share it for free to Zillow, right? We pay a lot of money to the MLS to be able to share information. Now we're sharing it with the public. So Realtor.com was created by the NAR. We thought that they still owned them because we thought Realtor.com had our back as the realtor website. We found out they sold it. So they built it on the backs of the realtors. Then they made a whole bunch of money selling it out to one of the top bidders. So we no longer have our own network of private websites like a Zillow. So kind of crazy, but important for you guys to know that. So it's local realtors versus the big internet companies. Like, why is Zillow in Seattle competing for business here locally in my next door neighbor? Right? That's crazy. The realtor really should be managing that relationship. We're also local, reliable, knowledgeable advisors. So get to know your marketplace, because that gives you value. If somebody is relocating from out of state, never been here before, they want a local advisor. They're looking for someone to help tell them where do they want to live. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to buy a house and live there for a couple of years and go, man, I really missed out on this other house. Right? So that's really our purpose. That's why we're here. And I want to make sure that everybody is working hard every single day to be that knowledgeable advisor for our customers. So another thing that our team offers, I did say I would offer a opportunity to partner. If you guys are looking for some improved training, we probably do maybe 5-6 hours of training a week for my local team. We do tons and tons of training because I really feel like that's how we're going to get better, and that's how we're going to compete and stay in the marketplace. It's also how we give a consistent level of service. So if you're a solo agent and your family member gets sick or you get sick, all of a sudden your level of service just went down because you're self-reliant on your own time and your own schedule. But if you're working with a team like we do, we always have a consistent level of service. I actually just went on the longest trip I've ever taken. I think it was a 14-day trip to the Mediterranean, did a big Mediterranean cruise, was out of the office, and my business grew. It was one of the best months we'd had all year. So I can give a consistent level of service by working with a team and not being a solopreneur by myself. It also allows us to have consistent marketing. So we all get around one brand, but when a customer calls in, says, hey, I'm looking to speak with the Jennifer Kenna team, it gets assigned to an agent on the team. So we can have a strong level of consistent marketing, and then we all share whenever the clients come in. Buyer consultations. This is going to be a huge shift in our marketplace with the National Association of Realtors lawsuit that just happened. So we're training on this every single day. We want our agents to be very strong so that they convert at a high level. So we're doing training if you guys would like to see any of that. We're really working to be an advisor, not an order taker. So even our contracts are fill in the blank. So if you're just an order taker, that means when a customer goes, hey, I like this house, I want to write an offer, you're just filling in the blank, right? Huge difference between somebody saying, well, actually, I suggest that we fill in this. I think this is the offer price that we should make. I think this is what we should put as the contingency terms, right? Like we have to be an advisor on how to properly fill out the contract, not just a fill in the blank. Plus, we do a buyer boot camp once a month, which is one of my most favorite trainings. It's really an immersive training. If you're a brand new agent, never sold a house before, we are going to get you up to speed very quickly in just 2 weeks' time. So we've had lots of agents on our team. I had one agent, she did 5 contracts in 5 weeks being licensed. So this is a very, very powerful boot camp. We've continued to improve it over the last 2 or 3 years. I think it's amazing. It's really, really strong, and it has brand new agents seeing success very quickly. And just briefly, just want to show you what is our Millionaire Agent System. What does it look like? This is our buyer boot camp. We go over the 5-step process to make sure that you can have a very successful real estate career. We actually are launching another webinar. We'd love to invite you to that with one of the top agents on my team about how to guarantee you'll make $100,000 in your first 12 months as a real estate agent. So that's going to be a great thing that we're going to start promoting. So you guys are welcome to please watch that next one. I'm also going to start doing some frequently asked questions. So you'll see some of those videos coming up with people that have called in or emailed or Facebook messaged me about different questions. So our Millionaire Agent process, the first step is lead conversion. So you have a customer who says, hey, I'm interested in buying or selling a home. How do you schedule that to be an in-person appointment? You're not going to sell houses to people over the phone or through Zoom or through email. You have to be in person. It's a very, eye-to-eye relationship business. So we have to show you how do you get those people in person. Then number 2 is your sales consultation process. What's important to your buyer? We have a whole consultation agreement that you fill out, and you really explain how the process works and help educate them to make it hassle-free and easy. You have to show your value and sell yourself to the client, not the house, because we don't care what house they buy, right? We're going to help them find the house that meets their criteria, but at the end of the day, they have to be sold on us. Why should they use us when the right house becomes available? Number 3 is client management. Now that you have a big pipeline of customers, how do you manage them all and not let them fall through the cracks? So we have a whole process in our training that we show only the homes that the buyer wants to see. There's an average of 4 to 6 homes, and they want to make sure they're writing offers. And we also have a training on how to write a competitive offer, because it's no fun to write a bunch of offers that don't get accepted. It's not good service to your client, and it's really not a good experience for you. Number 4, the closing process. So this is something we have to train on. What happens next? So I got a contract. Now what do we do next? So we show what to do. You turn it all over to our TC department, and then what their automated process looks like from contract to close. Number 5, raving fans. This is the most important part of our Millionaire Agent process, and it probably gets ignored the most. So it is so, so important. If you want to have a long career in this business, you have to give 5-star service. You have to make sure that you're getting a network of raving fans, people that say, I love to do business with you. If I bought my next house, I'm only calling you. If I have a friend or family who wants to buy or sell a home, I'm going to refer them to you. So that's got to be your main focus. It's not you don't get the paycheck at the closing table. Your paycheck is in the service you provided. So we're looking for raving fans, reviews, and return clients. That's how you really build this to be a Millionaire Agent system. So what does success look like, right? What is that road ahead? Number 1, to get different, you have to be different. You can't do what everyone else is doing, right? Just because everyone else is running this ad doesn't mean now you run that ad, right? We have to be different. Number 1, most important, is adding more value to the marketplace. Number 2 is offering unique services. So a lot of the training that we offer, how do we do something different than everybody else? How do I stand out against all the other realtors in the marketplace? And then the way that you talk to your clients, you want to talk to them, not at your prospects. So we give some examples of what that looks like, but really, really important in the way that you communicate to them that's offering them more value, right? We want to give them that 5-star service. So here's a couple of different examples of how do you be different than what everyone else is out there doing. An old strategy is less value for less money. Well, our strategy is we want to do more value for more money. We don't want to be the cheapest service, giving low end service. We're doing it for less, but then you can't call me and ask with any questions, or if you have a problem, you're on your own. Like, we don't want to do that. We want to always give more value for more money. The old strategy is also just lowering their commission. So because agents aren't properly trained, they don't have a lot of value to offer, they just charge less. So we want to offer more money for our client because we want to get them a higher net price. We can actually drive up the price of their home, then we can charge more. We don't have to be a discount broker and try to get the lowest price for their home, right? That's lose for you, lose for them. The old strategy is making mind-numbing cold calls, calling expireds, calling through neighborhoods, trying to find somebody for sale by owners. I think that's a really old strategy of doing business. I think it gives us a bad name, a bad reputation. People don't like talking to realtors a lot of times because of that right there, right? It's really setting the bar pretty low for our industry. So instead, we want to advertise and compel prospects to call you. Why are you different? What do you offer? Right? So that's going to be a unique type of marketing that we offer. An old strategy is wasting tons of money on image advertising. It's my first broker. She told me I had to be on the park benches, had to print out, flyers everywhere and postcards and hand out my business card to 10 people a day. Right? I was trying to build up image advertising. That's the most expensive advertising there is. That's what Pepsi and Costco, Taco Bell, those are big companies do image advertising. So most likely you're not going to be there. And I don't think you have 10 to 15, 20 years to wait till your image and branding is well known. So instead, we want to give unique services that make clients call us only. So that's a huge part of our training. We want to make sure that we're offering real value to our customer. Another old strategy, holding an effective open houses to pacify the seller. So I think this is terrible. I don't know why we do this. It's kind of like just to show the seller I'm actually doing something to market their home because I'm sitting in their living room. It's not how things work today. We have so many different resources and tools, and the internet offers so much opportunity. So instead, we want to market to generate buyers online while you sleep. You don't have to be sitting in the home to be marketing for the home. Lastly, being a slave to every poorly qualified customer because you have to. Say, brand new agent, man, I was abused a lot. But I just learned that, I had to keep working. I had to keep my head down, had to just make sure the deal closed and try to do the best job that I could for people that were not very nice to me and not very appreciative. So instead, we want to have such an overflow of business that you can work with the clients that you want to. You're not forced to work with somebody. Sometimes we're not a good mix for someone. Maybe our personality types are totally different and they would do way better with another agent on my team. So because we have such an overflow of business, we're able to match our personality types to customers so they have a good experience and we have a good experience as well. The main thing here, and this was always very valuable in any business I had, is I'm trying to bridge that gap. I see where I want to go, see where I want to be, and how do I get there? So number one, you have to find a coach. You have to find someone who has already done the things that you want to accomplish. Once you do that, it makes it much smoother, easier, faster, quicker for you to achieve those same results. Keep increasing your skills. You want to become the real estate professional. You're the go-to person. They know that you know everything. They're going to ask you everything. So I have people that come to me for rentals. They come to me for homeowners insurance advice, cleaning companies, dog groomers. Like I am their resource for real estate. So really dive into your business. If you want to be the professional, you have to learn. Number three, we also have the most amazing business model opportunity available to realtors today. What I love about it is it's a way that we can actually partner. When you succeed, it helps us succeed. So in the past, when I was doing coaching business, which I totally respect and appreciate, but they got paid the same amount of money every month. Regardless if my business increased or didn't, they still just got paid a flat fee. So our business model is that we grow together so that all the ships rise together, right, with the tide. So it's financial alignment where everyone benefits together. So now I'm incentivized to make sure you can be the best version of yourself, have the highest rate of return because it benefits both of us. So it's a really amazing opportunity. Would love to share that with you. Next steps, guys, please follow us online. We're going to be doing more and more of these frequently asked questions and education videos targeted for people that want to get into real estate or are trying to grow their business in real estate. So please find us on Instagram, YouTube. I'm called the Jennifer Kenna Home Selling Team is our team. Please give us a 5-star Google review. So we're putting our time and effort into helping you guys and educate and pass along our knowledge and skills. Might take you 1 or 2 minutes, but it would really help us. We're starting to focus a lot on our online reviews. Would really be helpful if you guys don't mind taking a minute to do that. And then if you're ready to move forward, you want to do something to grow your business. You're tired of being where you're at and you're looking for a coach that can really help you get to the next level. We'd love to help you be one of our next millionaire real estate agents. We've helped hundreds of agents all over the country, and we'd love for to also be able to help you. So that's my link for my calendar, calendly.com/Jennifer Kenna. Check it out. Try to get on there. I do know that it fills up. So even if it's in a couple weeks from now, it's still taking the first step, the first action to changing your life and changing your career. Super excited. Thank you guys so much. It's a blessing to be able to help others. I appreciate you guys so much. And hopefully I'll see you on our next calls. Thanks, guys. Here's our coaching schedule. Would love to have you on one of them. A ton of things coming up. Would love to share more with you. Thanks so much.